When Love Whispered is a blockbuster Nigeria trending movie about Chief Douglas, who was running for office in the next coming election. And his only daughter, Jessica, was busy partying and misbehaving around the city clubs. In other not to tarnish Chief Douglas' image for the next coming elections, Chief Douglas decided to marry her off. The movie started with Jessica rehearsing her dance moves in her room before her personal assistant Miss Ella walked in to convince her not to go because of her father's reaction when he finds out. Jessica seems to care less after all, she's the girl after her father's heart. A short while, there was some annoying picture of Jessica speculating on social media already. When Jessica's stepmother tried to inform Chief Douglas, he aggressively went to Jess's personal assistant's room and put the whole blame on her for not doing her job to stop her grown-up daughter from going out. On her return, the father gave her a slap of her life. The next day, on his way to one political meetings, Chief Douglas' vehicle broke down and the Uber driver they had contacted arrived at the scene. Upon their interaction during the ride to his meetings, Chief Douglas suddenly developed interest in the Uber driver by the name Mr. Williams to be the perfect guy for the job, to marry her only child in order not to spoil his election victory because of her bad image for the press and the public. Few days later, at Chief Douglas' house, after a brief introduction by Chief Douglas, the Uber driver, Mr. Williams, accepted the job, despite the fact that it was against Jessica's will. And she careless that her father only wants it to be a fake engagement to please the press and social media gossipers. On Mr. Williams' side of the story, he happened to be the only child of his business mogul parent upon returning from abroad. Mr. Williams and his dad had a bet, and Williams concluded he will take the hard road by starting an Uber business. Few days later, Mr. Williams and Jessica arrived in their new apartment, and yet he was still pretending he is nobody but just a taxi driver, with series of rules from his fake girlfriend. With a good setup, Williams followed Jessica to a shopping mall and got down on his knee and proposed to his supposed girlfriend. From the gossipers around, the fake engagement pictures was flooding on social media. When Mr. Williams' parents saw the trend, they were furious about his actions without their approvals. After a thoroughly and intensive background check about the Uber driver, Chief Douglas now discovered that Williams is the only son of a highly disciplinary prominent man who will not tolerate the deal he had with their son. When Williams visited his parent to disclose the engagement to his father and mother, his dad was very angry with him and threatened to disown him if he dares make Jessica a wife. Why his mom was trying to use soft-hearted voice to talk him out of his choice. Mr. Williams still affirmed to his mom that it wasn't a prank or skit, that it was a serious deal. Why his parents were angry is because of the girl wayward lifestyle, and they strongly disapproved the engagement. William still stubbornly went ahead, despite his dad's threat on disowning him. When Jessica got to know about her fake fiancé real life, he had no option than to open up his real identity to her and why he was living the Uber driver dreams.
My father and I, we had a bet.
It was as the result of the bet he had with his dad. He wanted to prove to his parent that he can survive even at the rock bottom without any upkeep from his parent. She started developing feelings for the cute Uber driver immediately. Worst case, Jessica happened to be one spoiled brat who can't even cook, and Williams was complaining about her lazy life for a girl. On one fateful Friday, Jessica got ready again to go clubbing as usual. But unfortunately, she was authoritatively ordered by her fake fiancé not to step an inch from the house. Jessica got angry and locked herself in her room after some minutes of dialogues that Williams tried to convince her to be her wingman at the club. Jessica being who she is, she refused and unleashed some abusive words on her fake fiancé. The next day, Jessica gossiped the scenario to her friend, who is her personal assistant, and stubbornly refused to return home that night till the next morning. The following scene showed when Williams got angry and walked out on her, even refusing to take her calls till dawn. She became worried and tried to share her pains with Ella, who is her friend and personal assistant. Ella went ahead to condemn her lifestyle, that she is not in support of who she was becoming. Jessica got angry and walked out of the room. Upon waiting for William's return, she looked and acted worried about his absence from home for just a night. But the guy never felt moved about her reaction. Rather, he sarcastically flips the conversation around, that maybe that's how Jessica does spend night with some random guys too. In his room alone, Mr. Williams was trying to contend with the feelings that he was beginning to start developing feelings for Jessica. The next day, Jessica approached his dad, demanding to return home, instead of living together with a total stranger. Her father still insisted that he can't leave his busy schedule to be monitoring an only child who can't be doing the right thing at the right times. Even when Jessica promised she will be on her best behavior as the election drew closer. Chief Douglas still stood by his words, and her daughter kept running her mouth. When her dad tried to help her shut it off, she quickly stood and left the scene. Upon reaching their house, Williams was not having any clue about Jessica's mood, rather he chooses to throw some harsh words on her. Jessica couldn't help it, and she gave him a womanly dirty slap. And went to her room, regretting her actions for raising her hands on a guy. She felt guilty and sorry for the whole thing, and wanted coming out immediately to apologize, rather she felt reluctant and decided to give it some time. Minutes later, she kept her pride aside. In a womanly way on her nightgown, she came and apologized.
Williams, please.
From last night's actions, the two fake couples begin cooling heads for each other's. And she can't seem to hide the feelings from her friend Ella. And the fear that Williams might not reciprocate the feelings made her moody all nights. As if Williams knows what she was going through. He tried to spice her mood up by inviting her for clubbing that night. With high ecstasy, she jumped on him and accepted the invitation. As the feelings kept building, Jessica tried to make Williams understand that she wasn't what the media had painted her to be. That she just liked having fun and living her free life. Because her life has been so lonely, coupled with her mom's dead. And she had never been sleeping around, as the media has it. Jessica kept her rich daughter pride aside, and told Williams she had secretly loved him. And immediately William fell for it. After the confession, the Uber driver and the politician daughter story changed. Everything started going in a positive, peaceful ways. Few days later, both Jessica's dad and William's father crosses path, and Jessica's father spoke very highly of William's personality and lifestyle, and wished to one day have a child like William's, for a son. The two lovers kept bonding. Jessica continued to doubt if she would be accepted by William's family. If they decides to step up things in the relationship to another phase. Just as she expected, Williams promised her everything will be fine. The following day, Jessica decided to open up to her dad that she was officially dating Williams. The father had no option than to be happy about the unexpected breaking news. After all, he saw potentials in Mr. Williams. But from the Williams side, his dad never took it kindly. But with Chief Douglas' wisdom, he calmed the situations during their visit. And the two families accepted each other. The both children became two public lovebirds. And Williams' official proposed to Jessica from the bottom of his heart.
I'll be your wife.
Moral lessons: don't allow your privilege to make you misbehave, because life might not end up favoring you in the end. Please, if you enjoyed this method instead of watching a long 3 hours movie, click the like button, smash the red subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to be notified when we upload more recaps. Don't forget, tell us in the comment section what you feel about our editing skills or about the video. Check our description box for the full movie. Thanks for watching. Peace.
I hate you.